Rahim. Assalamu alaikum. I'm here with Abu Usama, the Imam of Green Lane Masjid, to ask him a few questions about the Dispatches Channel 4 documentary, which has accused him of making inappropriate and derogatory statements. We're here today to allow Brother Usama to give his views on the program and its content. Assalamu alaikum, brother.
Wa alaikum salam wa rahmatullah.
Okay, it's been said that you stated that women are deficient in their intellect. Are you not encouraging discrimination against women?
Bismillah wa salatu wa salam ala rasulillah. Amma ba'. First of all, I think it's important for us to understand that in the accusations that the newspapers and this Dispatches program are making, that there are different types of statements that were made. There are certain statements that were made by different people which were the truth because they were ayats of the Quran or they were a hadith of Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam. Those statements we embrace. And then there are statements that were made by people that were incorrect. Some of them were ludicrous even. They went against al-Islam. We free ourselves from those statements. And then there are those statements that were taken out of context. People made the statements, but they were taken out of context. So as Muslims, we have to be intellectual and we have to be academic in dealing with these issues. We don't embrace everything that was said by the different speakers, nor do we reject everything that was said by the different speakers. And simply because there are non-Muslims who are making an attempt to increase this Islamophobia. It's not for us as Muslims to go overboard and not to be academic, as Allah has commanded us in the Quran to be fair and just. لا يجرمنكم شنآن قوم على أن لا تعدلوا اعدلوا هو أقرب للتقوى. Don't let a people's enmity towards you, their hatred towards you Muslims, don't allow it to make you to be oppressive, but be fair and just. This is closer to a taqwa. So as it relates to this particular issue and all of the issues that you're going to ask me about in terms of clarifying my position, I want to answer the questions from that backdrop. Where do these accusations that they're saying that I made this statement or that statement fall into these categories? Is it the haq from the Kitab and the Sunnah? Is it something taken out of context? I actually said it, but it's out of context. Or is it an outright lie? So let us start from that point.
It's been said that you stated that women are deficient in their intellect. Are you not encouraging discrimination against women?
First of all, every Muslim, inshallah, who is studying his religion, he knows that this is an authentic hadith that Prophet Muhammad said, sallallahu alaihi wasallam, in describing the women's reality, that they are naqisat aqlin wa deen, that women are deficient in their intellect and they're deficient in their religion. The companions wanted to know, radiyallahu anhum, what is the meaning of this deficiency in their intellect and what is this deficiency in their religion? So he explained to them the deficiency in their intellect is that two women, when they have a witness or shahada in the court of law, it equals the one witness of a man. So that's her deficiency in her intellect. What is her deficiency in the deen? She is not able in most instances to fast the whole month of Ramadan due to her monthly cycle. She is not able in most instances to pray the whole month due to her monthly cycle. So as a result of that, there's a deficiency in her deen. So it doesn't mean that a woman is intellectually inept and below a man. It doesn't necessarily mean that. There is no man that I know of in this dunya today, no scholar of the religion of Islam or other than that, who is more intellectual, more educated, or more knowledgeable than Maryam, the mother of Isa ibn Maryam. No man has more taqwa than Maryam. No scholar today has more knowledge than our mother Aisha radiyallahu anha. She's a scholar of the deen. So, in explaining this hadith, I always tell the men of our community, we come from countries where we oppress women many times because of the culture. And we use hadith like this to oppress women. So even though I explained this hadith and what the hadith meant, I also explained that it's not permissible for a Muslim man to take this hadith to look at women as being second-class citizens, as not being able to understand. This is not the case. How many of us, when we drive as men, our wives tell us, go this way and go that way, especially when we go on long journeys. The husband, due to his arrogance, due to his stubbornness, he doesn't listen to his wife, and he winds up getting lost, the whole family. So we all know from personal experiences, our wives have knowledge about certain things. So this is not the case.
Okay, thank you for explaining that. It's also been alleged that you said that the laws of Islam are to be practiced, and we should do away with all man-made laws. Are you saying then that Muslims should not follow UK law?
Again, this is a statement that was taken out of context. I didn't say it like that, first of all, but I did say on a number of occasions that as Muslims we have to strive to make Islam the religion that is being practiced in the four corners of the earth. That's why Allah Azza wa Jal sent all of the prophets and all of the messengers from Adam to Rasulullah Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam. And we are followers of Rasulullah and his religion sallallahu alaihi wasallam. So it's our job to explain and to make clear what Al-Islam is saying. So yes, it is a religious obligation that every Muslim has to try to spread the religion of Al-Islam and make Al-Islam the way of life for those people around him in his immediate vicinity and other than that. But never ever did I say that we cannot practice Islam, Al-Islam in the British law. Never did I say that. As a matter of fact, I'm against that concept and that idea because the Prophet himself, sallallahu alaihi wasallam, lived in Mecca and Al-Islam wasn't being practiced at the beginning, and he never told the Muslims, we can't practice their law. The Kaaba had idols at it. He was still praying at the Kaaba. He was still doing those things that the non-Muslims of Quraysh, of Mecca, were doing that did not conflict with the religion of Al-Islam. He went to Al-Medina where there were Jews and there were Christians there. And at the beginning of his stay in Medina, he wasn't the one who was in control of the city. And he practiced the religion of Al-Islam, and he lived in harmony at the beginning with those people who were around him. So that's a misquote.
Okay, thank you. You also said that no one loves the non-believers in the UK. Does that mean that if I had a non-Muslim neighbour that I should hate them?
Again, this is a statement that was taken out of context. And I would like to deal with this for a few minutes because it is multifaceted.
Okay.
As it relates to hating non-Muslims, it is the responsibility and the religious obligation for every Muslim to hate the disbelief of every non-Muslim. We hate the kufr and the disbelief of every non-Muslim. That is a religious obligation. And the Prophet told us, sallallahu alayhi wa ala alihi wa sallam, whoever loves for Allah and hates for Allah, gives for Allah and refrains from giving from Allah for Allah, then his iman is complete. So Allah hates disbelief, therefore we have to hate disbelief. So we hate the disbelief of the non-Muslims. But hating the non-Muslim itself, I never said that, because the Prophet himself was told in the Quran, إِنَّكَ لَا تَهْدِي مَنْ أَحْبَبْتَ وَلَكِنَّ اللَّهَ يَهْدِي مَنْ يَشَاءُ. You, Ya Muhammad, cannot guide those who you love, but Allah guides those who He chooses. This ayat, by the ittifaq, unanimously is agreed by the scholars of Islam, was revealed because of the uncle of Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam who died as a non-Muslim. And the ayat said, you do not guide those who you love. So Rasulullah loved his grandfather, loved his uncle, loved relatives and his people who were not guided to Al-Islam by the nas of the Quran in this particular ayat.